when this isn't about Maharaji, but it's a very important story.
Yeah.
And I tell the story to people when people ask me, so what do you believe? I have to say, well, I'm sort of an agnostic bhakti, Mahayana Hindu, whatever, I don't know. I'm sort of a...
We're all mixed bags.
I believe in Dharma. Okay. But Jerry was this incredible poet, a beautiful English guy. I was 19, he was 21, like really an older guy, and I had been celibate for a long time. I mean, I had very much experience of that, so it was like my first in some ways, in tangible, memorable ways. And we were hiking on the Everest and had on Chinese flip-flops and with shoulder bags, and we fell down this waterfall, and I was knocked out in the middle of the night. I woke up and I was just like, I couldn't see anything, and then when the sun came up, I went looking for Jerry, and I found him. And he had dirt on his eyeballs, and he wasn't breathing very much, and so I licked his eyebrows a little bit and put my mouth on his, and he barely moved his tongue, so he was alive.
Just from waking up?
No, we both fell down the mountain.
You both fell down the mountain?
I guess he must have fallen because I fell. And then the next day I found him, so he fell.
So you fell and went unconscious?
Yeah.
You're talking about when you got...
When I woke up the next day. It was late afternoon when I'd fallen.
Yeah.
And I remember waking up in the middle of the night and it was all dark and I was cold and on a waterfall.
How did you fall off a mountain?
I just slipped down a waterfall. I think he may have slipped coming to get me.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure because I'm pretty sure I slipped first because I remember as I fell I could see him standing above me. And that's the last thing I remember. I still have a big scar on my back of my head. And so then he put his hand in mine, and I mean, I'm 19 years old. I mean, I'm probably crying and whatever. I mean, I don't remember what I said. Probably, no, don't die. That's what they say in movies, whatever. But I had done a lot of meditation. I mean, I had some idea about, whatever. And then his hand went limp in my hand. Mm. And at that moment, this light came on in his chest, which is very much like a flashlight that you hold. You have a flashlight in your hand, it's kind of red. And so this light came on in his chest, and it came up his throat, and it came out of his mouth. And it was about this big. Yeah. It's pretty much exactly this big, but it wasn't hard. I mean, it was like light, flashy, white lights. Every once in a while, rainbowish, but not really just white, clear, bright white light. And it started going up in the sky, slowly, just like that speed, And I'm sitting there with this body in my lap going, watching this light, and it was November, and it was an northeast valley. So the north-south valley. So the east, Everest was on the east. Mm-hmm. And so the sun would be way in the sky before it would shine down. So there was this high cirrus layer of clouds way up above, and has this little light. It's traversing slowly towards this layer of clouds. A little hole opened in the clouds, and it got bigger and bigger. And as it got bigger, you could hear this sound, and this sound was just like this totalizing sound of like a million monks singing Om, and in combination with a zillion symphonies and orchestras humming in the background, and not cacophonic, but almost, and just like like that. And this little light, and the hole got bigger, and the sound got bigger. And this little light went through the hole in the clouds and disappeared into the rays of light in the blue sky, because it was just white light. And then this hole closed. When it closed, the music stopped.
Wow.
And I stayed in Nepal for another year, as I just overstayed my visa.
So what did you do? I mean, you had a dead body.
Well, these the people saw us there, and they came and they had to run away 2 villages from where we were to get teletype or telegraph to send a helicopter from Kathmandu. Mm-hmm. So they sent a helicopter, which got there I think the next day or something, and then we buried Jerry's body in the British cemetery, and after that I was so depressed. I mean, my own tears would wake me. This guy, my first real lover, and I really liked this guy, and so my own tears would wake me up in the morning. I'd wake up and I'd hear someone crying. It would be me, And I was still 19. And so then I was walking along one day at the Swayambhunath, the temple, with eyes, and I was sitting down. kind of around in the kind of garden area by the Soyamanos, and suddenly this wind blew up around me, this cold wind, and I heard that Jerry's voice, as clear as it could be. It says, "Don't be sad. You're where you're supposed to be. I'm where I am. I'm in the Devilokes, and I'll be here for 10,000 years doing work for mankind. If you need me, you can call on me. Don't be sad." And the wind was gone, and so was my depression.